Good morning. You listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Zack Zehner, the chairman of Mannington Mills. Zack, how you doing?
Good morning, Kemp. Great to be with you.
Give a quick background on you. We did a focus on leadership on you in January of 2019. Interestingly, you're the fifth generation leader, member of the Campbell family. You have a law degree. The reason you don't have a Campbell last name is because your grandfather, Johnny, had 4 kids, and Keith was the youngest, and your mom was one of 3 girls, and her name is Joan. You're still a Campbell, but you came up on the daughter side, right?
That's correct. The 4th generation of our family was Keith and his 3 older sisters, and my mom's the oldest. I am a Campbell.
Another thing I wanted to mention, you have a family of your own, you have 3 kids, and your wife, Jill, is a school teacher. That's pretty impressive as well.
That's right. We have a full house. We have 2 in college and 1 just graduated, and my wife has taught school for 30 years, teaching middle school.
I wanted to mention this because, if you're an independent retailer out there, you're probably a family-owned organization. And if you have a choice on who to buy from, obviously it makes sense to buy from another family organization, especially one that's been around for 110 years, right?
Appreciate that, Kemp. We're proud of our family legacy, and we've remained fully family-owned for the full 110 years. We're strong and looking for the future.
Zack, tell us how's the business today?
Well, as everyone is seeing in the media, the market has remained tough throughout 2025, and we've seen a couple-year recession, particularly in residential. Consumer confidence is low. There's challenges in the housing market. There's been tariff uncertainty. But I can say, despite that, Mannington has had a good year, and we're in a strong position. We've definitely remained very focused on select portions of the market where we think we can drive value. I'm pleased to say we're on budget and outperforming last year, both at the bottom and top line. We definitely have had some bright spots in our business. I would say LVT across the board has performed extremely well for Mannington. Our Dura line in residential has grown significantly in 2025. Our team did a really good job of focused execution and getting some exciting new products out to the market early in the year. Our commercial LVT business has been very strong, and we've also seen nice growth in Amtico International performing well. And that business is really focused on LVT both in the UK and Europe. I would say another bright spot, Kemp, is our commercial business overall, particularly in the segments of healthcare and education. We've seen growth across our entire hard surface portfolio. LVT, as I mentioned, in commercial has grown well and steadily, but we've also seen growth in sheet, both our heterogeneous and homogeneous sheet business, which over the last couple of years has been stable. We haven't seen a lot of growth there, but in 2025, we did have a bit of a breakout year. We're getting to more customers. I think that segment of the business is strong. It's also been nice to see our rubber business grow. Put a lot of focus there on servicing that business, adding capabilities and capacity, and we've seen the market respond. 95% of our commercial portfolio, Kemp, is made in the USA. And so we've been able to take advantage of our service capabilities there, our pricing stability, and I think a lot of the market was facing some turmoil and uncertainty because of tariffs that obviously didn't impact us.
One of the reasons I wanted to do this interview is because, recently we heard the news that you were closing your residential carpet business. And I wanted the listeners to hear that Mannington's business is doing well. Some might think that Mannington's on its heels because it's shutting down a business. Talk a little bit about that decision.
And I can understand that, Kemp, but we are definitely in a very strong position. We entered the residential carpet category with the purchase of Phoenix in 2020, strategically recognizing that carpet is a really important segment of the overall residential market. As we assessed getting into the category, we really had believed that the market share of the category had stabilized. But in 2022, with the exit of Invista from the fiber business and the loss of the Stainmaster position, it did change the trajectory of our Phoenix business. Residential carpet has continued to lose market share. We had really dug in after the exit of Stainmaster, focusing on that mid-premium part of the market, focused on the nylon product category. But despite that execution, and we were making progress there, we looked at our results. Results were not sustainable, particularly looking at the forecast of the residential carpet category. It was really about where we wanted to put our resources, where we wanted to put our energy, where we wanted to focus our team, our investment. We decided would be in the residential hard surface category, our commercial portfolio, and Amtico. We made the tough decision and we executed quickly. That a really difficult part of the process was the impact on people. It did impact a lot of Mannington associates. I think we managed through that process fairly, what I like to say is in the Mannington way, but we recognized it was difficult. Kemp, if you look back across our 110-year history, we have always taken a portfolio approach. We were at one time 100% residential resilient sheet company, and we've adjusted depending on how the market has shifted. I think we're blessed, pleased that we've remained private and at a size that where we can make those strategic adjustments quickly, and we'll continue to do that moving forward. I think that's what's made us successful for 110 years.
Probably important, too, to point out that you bought it right. I mean, when Farr was for sale, you got it for a good price. So it wasn't that huge of an impact to the assets of the total business. Let's move on. What are you excited about for 2026?
I'm most excited about our momentum. We have really focused on execution and shown that if we execute well and stay razor focused on our key segments where we choose to play, we can succeed and grow and bring value to the market. I'm also excited about our expansion of our domestic operations. In 2025, we invested in capacity and innovation in our Madison, Georgia plant, where we produce glue down LVT, and we've seen a significant increase in our capacity and ability to service the market well. And we've also invested in our Calhoun rubber operation, looking at ways of bringing new products to market and improving our customer experience. So I'm excited to see those investments hit full capacity in 2026. I'd say another key initiative that we've teed off in 2025 is our leadership training. We have created a curriculum for our leaders, bringing our top 100 leaders and laying out a multi-year curriculum. So we continue to invest in our people to help them grow, and I know that ultimately that will help the company.
I get out there a lot, and I hear some rumblings around maybe the family now in its fifth generation. It's a large group of shareholders. Maybe they're ready to exit the business and sell off Mannington, but that's not the case, is it? Tell us a little bit about that.
I hear those rumors too, Ken, all the time, but no, we are very committed for the long run. Part of my job to continue to communicate with our family shareholders and our general family at large. We do have a large family. That happens after 5 generations heading into the 6th, but we spend a lot of time on family communication. This past summer, we brought the entire family together at a family assembly event in Barnsley, Georgia. We do that every 3 years. It obviously gives a chance for our family to reconnect, but really also understand where the company is going, our strategic plan, and the need to stay invested for the long haul. One of the key things is our family recognizes the need for constant investment and patient capital. We're focused on investing for that next generation, making the company sustainable for the next decade, not necessarily always on short-term returns. And I think that's one of the special things of our company, and that's how we've stayed a family-owned business really for 110 years. Our 6th generation is coming. I got to see the size of that generation at our family assembly event. They're a spirited group of young people, and they're starting to get exposed to our industry and our company. Our job, the current board, is to sustain the company, keep it healthy, and really pass it on to the next generation.
All right, Zach. Well, that's good to hear, and I appreciate you spending time with us. Again, been talking to Zack Zehner, the chairman of Mannington Mills, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.